Club. I'm Christian, and I am joined here with the pals, Joe.
Yo.
And Vito's still getting into his mic.
Hey, what's up?
There we go. And we're also joined here by special guest Justin.
Yo.
Good old coworker of mine from the Dunn Lumber. So, Joe, go ahead and bring us into this beer you brought us. The dang
look at this,
Citra.
look at those spikes. This is from Hellbent Brewing Company, which is literally
It's 5 minutes away.
2 blocks away. Yeah.
The
Walking,
5 minutes
dang
walking.
Citra hopped IPA. Got a 4-pack of Tall Boys here.
And I'm hungover as shit.
Shocking.
Like
Well, that should
usual.
help you then, right?
Yeah, it
Shocking
should.
on a Sunday morning that Christian has a hangover. We were worried he was not awake. To peel back the curtain, we were on our way
shit.
over.
Oh.
You know,
Christian
honestly, I don't
like
think
it.
he was awake until I called him when I got here.
He's right.
Yeah.
What time was that?
10:30.
10:30.
Oh, so he definitely wasn't awake when I'm like, "You guys up?" And Vito's like, "Yeah, getting coffee with Jane." And we're just
Well,
like
yeah,
waiting,
I got
waiting,
home
waiting.
last night.
Yeah.
And then
I
I'm
got
like,
home last night, fell asleep on the couch, and then eventually I wandered to bed, and then I wake up to his phone call just blowing me up. I'm like, fuck, what time is it? Okay, it's fucking 10:30. I'm like, oh, shit. So I got up, got ready. Good thing is I'm quick on my feet sometimes. Luckily enough, I had drank
so
water.
when you texted, "Yeah, I'm up," you were literally had just woken
I
up.
had literally just woke up. I'm like, yeah, I've been up.
I got out of bed at 6:30 this morning, but
God damn, on a Sunday?
that's sleeping in for me. I get up at 5 usually.
I was up at 7, something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I just can't help it.
You guys
I
just
was
like,
up at like 7:30.
do you guys just wake up and fucking pray to the Lord or something? What the fuck is
I
going on?
can't. So once I wake up, I can't get back to sleep.
That sucks.
I get up at 5 a.m. every day, and I can't just sleep for an extra 6 hours.
I
That's
woke
just
up
not
and
how
the
I
sun
work,
was just
you know?
beaming through my fucking
Exactly.
window, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I slept through the podcast.
Yeah, I usually start work at like 3 a.m.
I was like, I slept through the podcast, and I checked my phone, and it was 7 o'clock.
Sleeping
I was
late's
like,
not
"Oh,
an
thank
option."
God."
Yeah, we're so far north.
But
in
you
terms
work at
of-
UPS. That's why you start so fucking early.
Yeah.
I start at 5, and I love
See,
getting off.
then
at
how
1.
how the hell do you sleep till 11 if you're usually getting up at 5 a.m.
Because
or
I
4
fucking
a.m.?
pound alcohol into my veins for 12 hours yesterday, and then I go out until 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I
What?
come home
Sometimes
and I fall
I forget
asleep
how
on the
young he is.
Yeah,
fall
that's
asleep on the
that
couch.
must
Still
be it.
drinks
I
like
used to
that. I
do
don't
it.
drink
I
like
used to
that.
do that.
No,
What
not-
time did
not
you go to work
anymore.
on Friday? 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.?
5 a.m.
And what time did you get home from the bar on Saturday morning after Friday night?
I didn't go out Friday night. Friday
Okay.
night I stayed in and I played Blackout.
What time did you go to bed?
About 3 o'clock.
See, how the hell do you do that? That's insane.
Because I get home, I
crazy.
get comfortable. Well, you know, I spend the day with my lady. We do nice shit. We have
I
dinner.
haven't had that kind of energy since I was 15.
You know, it's like we make dinner. We hang out. We actually went up to the Walmart, and that's why I'm wearing this great tank top of mine that I know Tim
looks
is
like
gonna.
a Walmart tank.
Tim is gonna fucking.
Did you
love
post this? Yes,
the
Tim will
picture.
love
He's
this
gonna
one.
love this. Because as Joe always says, I look like a douchebag every Sunday.
You are a stereotype. It's like you went to like every terrible 80s and 90s movie and said, "What do the douchebags look like? That's what I want to emulate."
Yes.
If you were to say put on like 2 golf shirts and pop the collar on both,
I have a
it would
Seahawks
not put
golf
it-
shirt.
Do you wear it with the collar popped?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but I will now.
But you know,
Amazing.
I got Hawaiian. I have like an arsenal of Hawaiian
Yeah,
shirts
I've
now.
seen that picture on Facebook.
I just
You're
saw that
talking about
too.
the summer Hawaiian shirts. That needs to not happen.
How it's gonna
That needs to
happen.
not happen.
I saw another dude wearing a Hawaiian shirt at the bar
No,
last night,
please
and I
don't.
wanted to tell him.
We
I wanted
need
to tell him,
less
dude,
fat guys wearing
take
Hawaiian
that shit
shirts.
off. But the problem is the fat guys don't own wearing the Hawaiian shirts. I button my shit down. Like I look like a. Oh, I don't know.
I forget. Did we introduce our
Dude, I
guest
look
here
like an
yet?
Arabian
We
prince.
did.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
said his name was Justin.
Like when I come
suppose.
out for the bars, I look like an Arabian prince.
The Citra Hellbent's
Button
pretty good.
down shirt
it's like
all the
a
way down.
generic IPA.
We got
It's
two
pretty generic
conversations
IPA,
going
but it doesn't
on
have
here.
that like shit taste to it
I like it.
that I find on like random IPAs. Like I don't even know like what kind of IPA it is that does that, but it's like you take a sip and you want to just like not exist in life anymore.
Are you talking about certain IPAs?
Well, that's why
Yeah,
I go
I mean,
for
like,
the.
what kind of flavor profile is like? Are you talking like a really
like
piney,
like you're drinking
Yeah.
perfume.
Yeah,
so like the excessively piney or the excessive
overly
Hopped.
overly
Over-hopped.
bitter.
is
yeah,
what
well, it's
I
not.
fucking hate.
So there's like however many different species of hops.
Yeah.
But hops from like this region, which is where most of the hops in beer around the world comes from.
Right.
Right. Like I think even like Heineken uses hops from the Yakima Valley, like or like somebody like that. Right. And they're really piney, like heavy, like citrus and pine. And so like, if they dry hop some of them, like I know that like some of the dry hopped IPAs can be like really heavy in that pine, and like they're not a ton of fun. But if you're trying to get drunk really quick, they're usually like 9%. Like
Totally. Yeah, I'm fine with the citrusy and like piney flavors. It's the sort of floral, like
so you don't
perfume.
like tropical there's like
if you took a girl's who wears too much perfume and you just drank the bottle.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's
Yeah, I
just
think
way
that's
too
usually more
potent.
like a southern hop thing. It's those like fruity floral flavors.
I try and shoot for the ones that they label like juicy or with Citra hops because I know
Yeah.
those are the ones you guys prefer.
Like this one's pretty.
Me, I like 'em
regular,
all.
Standard.
This one's pretty mellow.
good.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
It's drinkable in this tall boy can,
It's-
although it is
it's-
like 8%, right?
it's drinkable.
6.6.
Yeah, it's got
That's
that.
not
It's got
This
that.
is something you drink if you're like trying not to get too drunk on a boat. Or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of that was
why you drink, like,
definitely
a
me
Kolsch
yesterday. Was, we were pontooning yesterday on Lake Washington. Our buddy of
What's up?
ours has like a little space in Kirkland, like where you rent out or not rent out, but like you pay like $400 to have a membership here or something like that. But he gets a pontoon boat. He gets it 3 times a month. So
What's up?
3 days out of the month you get to
Have
go
you
out.
seen them hot tub boats that you can rent?
I saw that.
And the homegirl got one on 420. And we rode around in the hot tub boat and smoked once.
See, the
It was
thing
dope.
that I feel about a hot tub boat, dude, is I feel like
It like barely moves. Like it's really slow.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like
It just
floats
floats.
in a straight line. It's got a motor in the back, and you got a little rudder. So somebody's got to sit in the back and like kind of
and
like
crank it a little bit.
kind of like move, and you really kind of want to move around the outside.
It
of
just-
the lake. You don't
I
wanna,
just feel like
cross
it's,
the lake if you can avoid it. It's a little sketchy, like seaplanes and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck yeah. We saw one take off. Like,
Oh no, they
Like
fly over my
fucking-
house all day fucking long. I fucking hate those things. I fucking hate them. I would if you drive straight down my street down the hill, it goes right to the gasworks parking lot.
yeah, he's
So,
like
like,
super
They're like
close.
the
Up and
mosquitoes
down.
of aircraft.
No, yeah, they sound like oversized. It's probably what the mosquitoes when the dinosaurs were around sounded like. I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Fucking prehistoric bloodsuckers.
Like, you imagine how big those mosquitoes
I'm pretty sure that
had to
that's
be.
what
That's
I'm pretty
probably
sure
who
that that's what
drives it,
Mike
too.
was. Mike was a prehistoric bloodsucker, dude. This fucking guy we worked with looked like it's funny because Claude's from Romania,
Yeah.
so we always called him Dracula 2000.
Yeah.
And then you got fucking Mike who looks
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir
Mr. Putin. I just started calling him Mr. Putin after a
Mr.
while.
Neester.
Mr. Neester.
So
I
the
told-
funny, the best part about Claude is, I asked him last night. So everybody knows my birthday's coming up. June 25th is my birthday. Claude's leaving Seattle for the summer.
Right, he's gonna go do that shit in California again.
He's gonna go to Montana
Oh, he's going
for
what?
geology. I believe,
Yeah, that's why
geology
he went
trip.
to California. I think the first time. Why the fuck? I mean, I guess Montana would be cool if you're
Montana's
into rocks
where
and shit.
Montana's where they get to go
They
and
had
do all their
dinosaurs
crazy
there and
shit,
shit,
and then
right?
they get to study all the rocks that they
Yeah,
need.
his,
And
his parents are like geologists. He like goes and works with them or some shit. In the
I think
summer.
his dad's a doctor. We'll find
Can
out.
I,
when
can
he
I
comes
interrupt
on.
for a
I'll-
second? Jessica, can you make sure you look at the microphone
Yeah.
when you're speaking?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I think it's.
Sound like you're a million miles away. Carry on.
You gotta love that. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. At least it's not like Mark, where the microphone's like 10 feet away, and then he's slouched over here because he's hungover.
Or the
he
whole
passes
Git
out.
episode where he was in the kitchen for the last half of it, just shouting at you guys like,
He's
we're
literally
freaking recording.
yelling from the kitchen onto the mic, and it was picking it up. But he's yelling from the kitchen
Oh my
because he was
God.
pouring a nice double glass of vodka.
For my class, I have to record every lecture I give, and I have one of those chest mics. Dude, those things are the bane of my existence. I drop that mic pack about 10 times a day. It does not want to stay on my belt. So I started putting it in my pocket. It also drains its AA batteries. I literally had to go through a pack of them a fucking week. And it's so ruffled. If you move around at all, it rubs against my shirt and sounds so
shit.
crinkly. Yeah.
The one thing that I'm definitely trying to invest in are those, those microphones that they're like handheld microphones, they're like interview microphones.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm looking to get one of those because I find myself going to all these shows. I'm like, fuck, I'd love to talk to these bands and I'd love to get an interview and, plug it into the show. But it's like, fuck, almost all these bands that I go see, they're in tiny little venues that actually allow you to get like media passes and shit. I think it's something I got to invest in.
Why don't you
Something
just
I gotta
record
look
on your
up,
iPhone, man?
because I'd look like a fucking doofus, and I don't have an iPhone. I'm
okay,
Team
whatever.
Samsung, dude.
Whatever, you're fucking Galaxy.
I'm a Galaxy
trucker or
Quest,
whatever.
dude, all the way.
Galaxy Quest.
But, dude, pontooning Lake Washington. Back to what I was trying to get to my point. We got a little off track, because you remember when you brought in, it was like right before I kicked everything for keto, and we had Dayglow on the show.
Uh-huh.
I open up the cooler and it's just nothing but Dayglows. I was like, oh shit.
Awesome.
I was like, well, there's Dayglows, there's Modelo's, there's Keystones, there's Coronas. I'm like, all right. I was like, I'm not planning on getting drunk. About an hour in, we're driving past, or we're floating past like Bill Gates' house and shit, and I was already probably 3 Dayglows in, and a fucking like at
Well, I
least.
mean, that's what happens when you go on a boat, right?
Yeah. All there is to do on a boat is drink.
Right.
You don't want to get drunk, but you next thing you know,
There's
you're
other
like,
things to do, like swim. Or
well,
look
we
at
did.
the
Right,
We
with a
water.
did
beer in
that.
your
We
hand.
did all that.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking,
You kind of like float around the boat with a beer above the water.
Yep.
yeah.
You know what I don't understand is the people who have those big fancy yachts and they just like hang out at the dock on their yacht.
They pay for
Why?
that shit, man.
Why?
You know, you can rent those big fancy yachts on Airbnb.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I was looking at getting one for my 30th birthday and throwing a party on it. So, but instead I got like a big ass townhouse in Leshai and threw like a huge like.
Can you,
Ranger
if you rent the boat, can you take it out or is it just
No,
like,
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
giving you
yeah.
the keys, you can just hang
No,
out
yeah, it's
on
just
the
like
boat.
well, some of them are some.
That's
there was
weird.
one that was like more set up like a houseboat.
Uh-huh.
Like it had like a living room area and like.
Okay.
And then there's some that are like just straight up houseboats.
Yeah.
But there's a handful of them in there that are boats. There's like 35-foot with like a couple levels.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently my girlfriend's parents have a couple boats like that. A couple good sized boats. I have no idea. I know they live on the 31st floor of a tower downtown. So
Fuck. So here's how we're gonna transition into the story I need to hear on how you met this girl. But fucking bum diaries, man. That's been a thing. It's been a thing.
yeah,
for,
well,
for
it
a long
started
time.
with like the stories of when I used to like squat and live under a bridge and like
yeah. It
the
started
crazy
with those.
adventures that like I would get into. Like I don't think people are quite as wild anymore. Like
It doesn't seem that way.
No, well, so like the group of people that I hung out with, kind of hung out in one area, and we sold weed and did whatever. And like, when we left, right, like 10 years ago or whatever it was, 10 years ago, kind of in that range. When we left, like the few that stayed were the people that were on drugs. And so everybody that came in, like all the runaways that would come down there and like try to find like a place to hang out, they would all then just get greeted by now what is nothing but junkies.
Yeah.
Right, so now they're all. So it's just kind of like, I don't look like I do drugs, right? I like, not even close. Like, and I cannot walk past Westlake anymore without somebody asking me if I want to buy heroin.
No, dude, it's so fucking bad. And I'm telling you,
it's really bad.
It's like, so when you were telling me about like squatting and living under the bridge,
Yeah,
you're describing it as like, it was a party, like a nonstop party.
Yeah.
But you guys also had like responsibilities too, because you needed to eat. You guys needed food. You guys needed sleep.
Well,
so you guys would steal blankets from the floors.
No, we stole pillows from the Grand Hyatt.
That's right. Okay.
Oh yeah. So we were walking down the street and there was like a box truck in the alley at the Grand Hyatt downtown, and we saw this giant. It was probably 4 foot by 4 foot square, and like I don't know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep, and it just said pillows on the side of it. So me and the homie jumped up in the back of the truck and snagged a box, and we go running through downtown with this like big ass box, and they were like really nice pillows. Like, if you went to the store and bought this pillow, you're probably spending $50-$60.
Damn.
Like,
and it was a box
realistically.
full of them?
Yeah, there were like 40 fucking pillows in there.
How big was the box?
4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot. So it was like pillows laying like,
It's like a person.
2 pillows like this and then just stacked all the way up for 4 feet.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm trying 20 pillows. I made my bed out of it. I had like a bed made out of comforters, and then I took like the top 3 comforters off and put a bunch of pillows underneath it and then put them back on. Yeah, it was comfy.
Fuck.
Bitches loved my bed. I didn't understand that either. We were all dirty and grimy, and like half of us were drug addicted or like alcoholics or like whatever else. And we would have girls that had homes to go home to, come
they
under
just
the
wanted to
bridge
hang out,
and
man.
party and sleep with us willingly. Like this wasn't like a like I never even then didn't understand it. I never got it. Like why would someone with a house choose or like a place to go choose to go and sleep with a grimy homeless person under a bridge? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Didn't make sense to me then. I mean, I was pretty clean. I showered pretty routinely. There's drop-in centers where you can get food and shower and like, you know, they have like a free clothes area. You can get like jackets and whatever the fuck. But we were grimy homeless kids. Like we slept under a bridge.
Fuck.
We had a term for it. It's called Georgetown Brown. Because everything just had this like brown tint to it. Like you know when you're coming northbound on I-5 and there's the Michigan Street exit on the left-hand side, right?
Yeah.
I lived under that bridge. So as you take that, like I-5 goes like this, I was like right here. Like,
It's
up
a pretty
against the
big
wall.
bridge. I
Yeah, like you
remember-
could stand up like right where my bed
Yeah.
was. We had like 15 people under there, and then there was another bridge that had like another 10 people, like another one with like 4 people. And yeah, it was like a big rager. We had parties with wheelbarrows full of OE.
Damn.
Like
I remember
like
you gave us
cases
the
of 16-ounce beers. Like,
you gave us
was
the
wild.
grand tour.
Were you working? How did you get money?
I'd sold drugs.
Okay.
I mean,
honest living.
yeah, I mean, like I sold weed downtown.
And what about GameWorks, man? You had GameWorks too.
Yeah.
You worked that 9 to 5 every Tuesday and Thursday or some shit.
Well, yeah. Well, we would go there. And we would like sit in front of it all day and like hustle, and like the guys there would buy a bunch of weed off of us, and then like we would like sit outside in Spain and like act like we were begging for money, but really we were hustling. We make like $150
God damn.
off the Tuesdays and Thursdays because it's like the cheap days or whatever. Like cheap drinks on Tuesdays, and then Thursdays like play all night for $10 or whatever. And like so, there's always a ton of people there, and so you always end up making like way more money. Yeah, we had to hustle down. I had like Nikes and like new clothes and like nice shit, like brand new Dakine backpack every
You
6
couldn't
months.
like get an apartment.
Oh no, hell no! Nobody was renting to me. I'd like, just gotten out of prison and like,
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like nobody's renting an apartment to me. The only
That's
reason I
true.
ever ended up like my parents were allowed to like let me move back into the court was like he has to live there. We don't trust him to live on his own.
Shit. You're too busy getting your packets of sweet
Yeah, dude.
cornflakes with no sugar on them, but you get a packet of sweet.
Yeah.
You gotta love that shit. But yeah, man. So Bum Diaries, we worked on Aurora, we worked at Dunn Lumber like right there on fucking Aurora, and I'm talking like this is like north of Jack in the Box.
I'm like, where
so
even
north of
is
80
the
north of
fucking
85th.
Dunn Lumber on Aurora.
93rd,
It's on 93rd or
right north of
94th,
the Jack,
yeah.
right north of the Taco Bell.
Okay.
You know, right in the middle of everything.
It's in the
Yeah.
middle of everything.
You know.
And so the funny thing is because, like, just because we work there, I can drive down Aurora and definitely classify who's a hooker, who's a hustler, and who's a cop.
Yeah, 100%. And then you see
100%.
the same girls that have been walking out there forever.
Yep.
I figured it out though. If you noticed over up at like the Lowe's on 130th, that's where I call them classy hookers are at. Like all the
Oh.
bitches that came up off. No, hold on, all the girls
they're
that came up
bringing a
off of
Chick-fil-A
Backpage,
there.
right when they shut Backpage down. Like all these girls got forced into walking the streets again.
Is that why
Right.
there's so many of them? Because I
Right.
noticed
So, but if
that,
you
like,
notice up north of 105th, right, are like half of them are chicks that I would hit on in the club, right?
it's pretty insane,
Like
man.
they
Like,
look good. Some of
the-
these
the
girls
way that
walking
they
the block look good.
it's nuts.
Right?
I've never
but
seen
everything
anything like it.
south of 105th is like haggard, drug addicted, just
Yelling at garbage cans and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I watched
man.
a girl get picked up in one of those little car-to-go smart cars.
we saw that all the time.
Yeah,
we
all the
saw like
time.
all those rental.
right between
Yeah.
home
Pretty gross. I used to rent
between
those cars.
Yeah, because
right
everybody would
between
take.
Dunn Lumber and the South Yard. There's a street in the middle. It splits the company, right? All day long,
Yeah.
all day because they can pull in there and look like a contractor, pick up a girl, no problem.
Yep.
We had contractors pick up girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They come
All
through.
the time, they'd come buy a bunch of lumber, and then they'd get in their truck, sit there, wait for a girl to hop by, flash their lights at her, pick her up.
Yeah, because when you worked at Dunn Lumber, your shift was from open to close, so it's a 10-hour day. So we would literally see these guys come in the morning, they would buy lumber, and then around 4 o'clock, when construction time's over, you'd see some customers come back.
They'd come back and they'd pick up like the last little minute things that they know they're gonna need first thing in the morning, like glue,
screws, nails, glue.
Couple like a couple little things that they're probably gonna go drop off at a job site or something like that, and they'd pick up a girl.
Yep.
Huh.
Gross.
Oh, we saw it all day
Gross.
long, and then that was when like the cops started coming out,
I'd imagine.
and you'd see it.
Yeah, but
'Cause
there's
you'd see,
like
nothing but,
5 cops on Aurora between Green Lake and 140.
Yeah, and you would see like these
You know what I mean?
nasty-
Like, let's be real. How many cops are actually on patrol on Aurora between Green Lake and 145th, where their jurisdiction ends in Shoreline?
Yeah, and you see these nasty ass, like you just said, like Haggard.
Haggard. I seen a girl I used to hang out with.
They'd walk, and then all of a sudden you see like 2 like fresh faces. You're like, wait, I work here 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. I haven't seen you before. And then
Right,
they
and then
walk
you'd never
in
see 'em
groups.
again.
They walk in groups, and then you never see them again.
Or you'd see him like a month later. And I'm like,
And
there's
I'm
no
telling
way I
you,
only
like-
see you one day a month. You know what I mean? Like, you start picking out, like, okay, you're running a sting. Or, like, they get picked up in certain cars where you'd be like, yeah, that dude's a cop. It was pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, totally
Oh,
right.
I see. You're identifying these sting operations.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
got wild. You could
100%.
tell an actual hooker from a cop quick.
And that's also because the hookers that were walking Aurora would often say shit to us, like while we were working, because we're working in two parking lot or like 2 lots, and the lots are like chain link fences. It's nothing separating us from Aurora, so we're all working, we're moving shit around, and these hookers are walking in and around the block, and they're walking all over the place, and they always say something to us.
Like
The cops,
Like what?
Well, they're just yelling, or they say hi, or they
They try to get
greet
you to
us,
pick
or-
them up or
Yeah, they
whatever
talk
else.
to you.
I had a couple of them try to hop in my car when I was leaving. Like, they just, like, we pull out on 94th?
Yeah.
Pull out on 94th and hit the corner, and I could only ever unlock my door because they would just walk up to the car and try to get in.
Exactly. They
Like, it
really
just-
would. You'd be pulling out of that.
Like, they would
parking
literally
lot.
just walk up and grab the door.
Yep. It's crazy, man, and it's something that I had never experienced. Like even
Or,
working
like,
at Home
you
Depot.
remember when we found that girl sucking that dude's dick behind the house?
Yeah. Oh, I totally
Yeah.
remember that.
You remember when I came back? I was like, "Yo, I just caught this chick sucking this dude's dick behind the fucking house."
Crowbar
There were
season, dude.
there were two there were two
abandoned houses.
abandoned houses that Dunn Lumber owned the property for. They've torn them down since then, and they're starting to work on their expansion up there. But like, we would have to like patrol the houses to make sure people weren't breaking into them, to make sure people weren't hanging out back there, squatting in the backyards. We had no dead bodies from like overdoses, whatever.
That was the scariest thing. Was every time you went back to these houses,
You
it's
didn't
like,
know if there was gonna
you
be
didn't
somebody
know,
who had overdosed
You didn't
back
know
there,
what the
or-
fuck you were gonna find.
Yeah, we found one chick. Remember, we found that chick, and she had just done a shot of heroin and was like, we were like, "Yo, you got to get the fuck out of here."
She was
you
gassing
got
out.
to go. And she goes, "Look, man, honestly, I can't walk right now." She goes, "Give me 20 minutes and I'll leave. I swear."
As
to
long
God."
as they weren't causing trouble, because
Yeah.
the managers
Yeah.
at Dunn Lumber, they were ruthless. Like they're
them
like,
motherfuckers.
if they saw him, they have to get up and go right then and there. But if me, Claude, or Justin, we usually work shifts together. So if like we went out there and patrolled the houses, we'd usually like get each other on the radio, and we go in teams of 2. And one of us has got a crowbar or a hammer. It's crowbar season, dude.
Jesus Christ.
And we patrol the house. You bang on the wood windows to make sure nobody's hanging outside. And we come around the building, and it's like, okay, once you cut this corner, you have no idea what you're gonna see on the other side.
Yeah. So you could go around one way and it was like open and you could see it from the lot. But if you went around the other way, it was kind of like grown over with bushes and there was like a little walkway. And then it was side yard into backyard with an alley. You had no idea what was going on back there.
Oh yeah, and you'd go back there, you'd find stolen shit like
I
bags
found
of,
a $3,000 Taylor guitar.
yeah.
What'd you do with it?
I sold that bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? What are
You'd
you
find-
talking about? It's a $2,700 guitar.
Yeah,
it was
you-
in decent condition. It sounded good. I played it for a couple days, and then I was like, "Fuck this!" I sold it for $750.
God, if I found that guitar, dude,
That's
I'd
more.
keep
That was
it.
more. That was more than my 2-week paycheck. Some weeks.
Right.
You know what I
The
mean? Like,
stuff you would find in that house.
Well, fuck, dude, we were
this
only
is
getting
just it's sitting in the backyard in a trash bag.
yeah, we were
Like, it
only
looked like
getting
somebody
we
was
were
going
only
to come
getting
back
paid.
for it. I left it till the end of the day. Nobody came back for it. I took it.
We were only getting paid $12, and we had to go out
$12.50.
there. Yeah, we had to go
Oh,
out
you
there.
got hired on after me. They dropped the hiring wage 50 cents right before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so-
he was pissed.
So we had to go out there and clean up needles. We had a box of disposed needles in the store.
It was literally just a cardboard box that we had folded
You're
the
like,
lid
this
on
isn't
it,
what
and
I
like
signed
these
up
dudes.
for,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And this shit's real, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had never, like at Home Depot, I had cleaned up needles and things like that, but it was never to that. It,
No,
it was
'cause
like
there's
my
cameras
boss.
everywhere. And
My boss was like, okay, if you see too many needles, don't touch it. Don't even think about it. At Dunn
No, they
Lumber,
wanted-
they're like, go clean the alleyway. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Right, no, the
clean the alley?
The line was human.
Clean the alley.
Yeah, we had these. So like, you had like building.
Joe,
and then
what are you
alley.
doing with that beer?
Peeling the label off, man.
I've been sitting over here watching him, going, "What the fuck?"
I was wondering if I could. And
Are
now
you like
I-
trying to?
I-
Are
now
you
I
trying to
have
reuse the
finish it.
can?
I just want the silver can, man.
I noticed that this can is Beefy Boys colors.
It is
yellow,
Beefy Boys
yellow and
colors.
black.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now you don't know what
You
I'm
had to
making.
pick those colors, huh?
What's
I mean,
that?
I bought it.
Yellow and black.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
They were.
No, I
think
mean
that
just
was
in general.
I think that was just baseline. I mean, that's just what he came up with
Yeah.
with our.
Still a little bitter over that Super Bowl, to be honest.
Oh fuck, that's right.
I can't like see the color combination. Like,
Transitions. Sports time. Sports.
no, it's fine. I'm good on sports for right now.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll
I
get
mean,
there.
we've got such a good.
We're
like,
fucking half an hour in. We haven't talked about nothing.
I love it, man. But this is the shit that I've been trying to like explain so many times. But I need like another. I need somebody. You know, Claude
Sure.
has never joined the show, so
Sure.
Claude can never vouch and or talk about the shit that we saw on Aurora. Like we literally worked
Aurora was
Aurora,
wild.
and it was dude. It was
pretty wild.
like a great time. I hated some of the things that we
What
had
do
to
you mean?
deal
We
with.
decided to get shit faced one night and go walk on Aurora at like fucking midnight.
Why?
That was
Why
yes,
would you
yes.
ever do
Here we
that?
go. This is what we started.
I really want to get stabbed with a rusty.
And we
switchblade.
started-
And
we
those
started
dudes
this
were
thing.
beefing hard.
We started this thing. It was called the Aurora 5K. So we all go get malt liquor, but the problem is we were drinking before, and Claude and Justin boxed, and Justin's known for, you know, his meat packing fist that hits people pretty hard. Claude got knocked out. You know, long story short, Claude was ended up on the ground, but he got up, rallied
After a
up.
brief trip through the air, there was brief airtime in
There
there.
was airtime. We were listening to fucking Prodigy's Voodoo People.
Like I asked him if he wanted to box, and you know, just fucking around. You know, we were pretty drunk, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, you trying to box? Like, there's gloves right there." And he goes, "Yeah, sure." Little tiny quad, like little skinny quad. So I put on the pink boxing gloves, and
then
I
you-
square up with him, and I'm like giving him half strength jabs and like stuff like that.
That was the best part.
And he hauls back and hits me in the face full bore, and I'm like, "Okay, it's like that. Let's do it."
Like,
And I
okay,
fucking-
realistically,
boom.
that hit that he got you with, it's knocking out your everyday human. That shit had some power.
Yeah, he knocked my head
Like,
back
that's-
pretty
that's
good. I mean, like, you
knocking
can
out-
see it in the video. I think if
Yeah.
I went back far enough on our Facebook conversation,
Yeah.
I could probably find the video.
His
and
fucking-
like my head snaps back. I got long hair. You see my hair flip
Because,
backwards.
yeah, you
like,
had the fucking slate hair, dude. Slater. Oh, yeah, there you go.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. Same
So he
haircut
gets-
for the last
he gets
4 years.
fucking- He gets punched in the
was a
face. You
little
just see
longer
his
than this.
fucking hair, like, flip back. And Claude knew, I gave a little bit too much force. That was when Justin, like, started... That was when Justin clicked and put Claude on the ground. But, dude, Claude, some raw strength, man.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's from Romania. He tells
Fucking-
stories about playing in abandoned cars as a child. Like-
I can't wait, dude. And the announcement I was gonna make was, I was drinking with him last night, and my birthday's coming up. So I said, dude, before you leave for the summer, you got to do me a solid for my birthday and just join the show, man.
Right.
I'm like, people want to hear, because he's literally been an urban legend on the show.
An urban legend.
Because we'll
Claude's
literally
just an
we'll record the show, and then 20 minutes after we record the show, Claude will show up for a barbecue. And it's like, what
That's
the
fucking
fuck?
hilarious.
Or he'll be here like the entirety of the day before.
Yep, the whole day before.
I haven't seen Claude in hella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not in forever.
He lives
He's
in my
doing
old
good, man.
house. I see him at the bus stop sometimes.
Yeah, he does. He lives in their old house. It's fucking spooky there, man. I don't fuck with that. I slept over there once because I was
Yeah,
a
it's
little bit
creepy.
too...
I'm telling you, I'm pretty
little
sure
bit
Ted
too
Bundy killed someone there.
intoxicated.
Pretty sure.
Well, Dante's is right... Well, it was right in front.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where that was his famous
I know,
pickup.
that was the
You know what's
spot.
funny is I was actually watching the documentary on Ted Bundy,
Oh yeah.
and they have the alleyway. you can clearly see the building that's right behind your house.
The Giggles, yeah.
They were filming in that back alley.
Giggles or jiggles? I mean, like which
Well,
one?
now
is
it's
it?
called Laughs. They turned it back into a comedy club again. You know the story of that place? It was a comedy club called Giggles. Then it was a strip club called Jiggles, but they didn't change the sign, so it was Jiggles with a G. And now it's back to being a comedy club again. It's called Laughs now.
Yeah, but I think it was even Giggles or something again or something briefly.
Was it?
I'm not 100. I mean, I drive past it all the time, but I'm not 100%.
It was. It
But yeah,
actually.
it jumped
they
back
did.
a few times. I think it was like comedy club, strip club, and now it's Laughs.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Laughs and Gash. They're gonna make a new strip club.
That's probably a good idea.
Laughs and Gash, dude.
You should hear some of the crazy ideas that I've come up with. I talked about pimping bitches in Vegas. Like,
Fuck.
yeah.
Have you heard about my computer that I want to create? It's like the all around pocket pussy computer.
What?
Interactive.
Are you
computer.
trying? You're basically trying to make something like that
You've heard-
blowjob machine.
You're talking about
You've
like
heard of a laptop.
teledildonics,
You've
man?
heard of a laptop, but have you ever heard of a fap top?
A fap.
I think he's talking about making a laptop with a pocket pussy that fucks you on the bottom of it. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Like-
me
So
and
they
me and
already
my
did
cousin.
that with like a machine that sucks your dick. Like it already exists. The idea's already been done.
Yeah, but I'm
They-
talking
I
about
mean,
this is a
You have
laptop.
to look
that-
in. You have to look into teledildonics, man. It's like think of like a pocket pussy, I suppose, but like your girlfriend is watching you and can like control the motion. You know, so decide
shit's
how
so weird.
hard
The
it's gonna
future's
suck you
weird,
and
man.
shit.
The future is good for people who don't know how to pick up girls.
The future
Future's
is
good
great
for
for
them.
computer programmers like me. Rule the goddamn world.
Yeah, but you have a fiance.
Well, I'm not. I mean,
He's the one selling the
exactly.
The,
I'm.
the
My
blowjob
point was,
machine.
I can make the blowjob machine. Not that I'm gonna buy one.
You know what I find insane is they have like big fucking cuddle pillows, man.
Oh, the
Like-
the
With the
body
people
pillows.
With,
on
with
it?
the people
Yeah,
printed like the
yeah,
Japanese
The body
anime
pillows, yeah.
anime characters.
No,
on it. I'm like,
my homie's ex-wife got one printed with him on it when he was in the military, so she could cuddle with it.
I mean, that
Sure.
makes sense. See, that's a good idea. But getting an anime character as a
Why
full
not?
life
What if?
pillow.
What if?
Yeah,
you
don't
wanna,
kink
like,
shame.
yeah.
Whatever.
What's wrong with you, dude? You live in Seattle. You
that's
can't be
scary,
like that.
dude.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's a
spooky.
little
wrong
weird.
with
I mean,
you?
I wouldn't do it myself.
What's wrong
But
with you,
like,
Christian?
That's spooky.
I mean, there's
they've
lots
got, like-
wrong with him. But
I've got a lot wrong with me. Like I've said before multiple times on the show, let's just face it, I'm pretty retarded. Shit's real.
I don't know if I would have taken it quite that far.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we've discussed that multiple times. I've got shit wrong with me, but you know what?
You're
Still
just a
me.
stereotype, man. High
I
school
am.
dropout, McDonald's employee, visor wearing, spike ball bro. I mean,
I'm a frat guy without the date rape and without the
college
the
degree.
homosexual shit.
oh
Because frat guys love that.
he does kind of look like a frat boy right now.
yes,
Yeah.
I know. Imagine if he had a visor on, but like upside down.
I've got
He
you know
either
I've
looks
got,
like frat boy or like Texas Mexican.
yeah.
It's like one of the two.
Texas
basically-
The
Mexicans.
Odell hair really makes me think frat boy.
The Odell hair is something that
Yeah, but then he
the-
puts
the
on, then he
Abe-
straps on like the flannel and jeans and cowboy hat and
Yep.
like
The Abe Lincoln beard could go either way. You're right. Yeah.
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 He goes pretty.
I don't know how
Cowboy
the hell I'm
Mexican
gonna
there. I
I
fucking.
feel like with how much he loves
break up
country,
this
he's probably a
episode.
Texas Mexican anyway.
A
at heart.
Texican.
It's pretty much. I'm a
Because,
Texican.
Texican?
Yep.
A Texican.
I'm a Texican, but I live here. you
I
know?
live in the
That
Pacific
sucks.
Northwest.
But like one of the big things is we went to Eastern Washington last weekend for a little getaway because you know
Yeah.
Mike's got a vacation house out there in Crescent Bar, so we went to Quincy. Essentially, it's near Quincy, but
I have no idea where this.
okay. Do you know the Gorge?
Yes, I know the Gorge.
All right, so the Gorge.
So it's on like the
his
Oregon.
his vacation
so
house
it's
is like
south.
8 or 10 miles away from the Gorge.
It's southeast.
Yeah, the Gorge isn't that right on like the Oregon border?
No.
fuck
It's where the river turns north.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's in the split
okay.
in the middle of the state.
Did you ever see that movie 21 and Over?
yeah.
By the way, you know when they go to the Gorge and it's like the coolest thing ever. It's never like that. That's the end of the movie. That was the whole idea, is they're going to show at the Gorge.
Oh, is that what
Anyways,
it was?
Yeah.
I didn't
And
even
they
remember
filmed
that.
the whole thing on the ad.
I know they filmed the whole thing on the ad,
Yeah.
and then they filmed it in Red Square and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to talk about Stanford the whole movie. They're like, "So did you ever get into Stanford?" And it's like, dude, you're filming at UW. Get the fuck out of here, dude. But so we were out there on the countryside. Fuck, man. It's crazy because my brother's a high end guy. He's not blue collar at all. and he sees this countryside. He's like, "Fuck, man, these towns are such shitholes." I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking out of your mind. This place has everything you need." I'm like, "This place has everything you need. You got a grocery store, you've got your Taco Bell, like your fast food options, and then you got like a fucking bar in town, and then houses with a lot of land." I'm like, "What else do you want?"
Everything you need. Safeway, Taco Bell, and a
Yeah, I
house.
love how he's like his necessity is fast food.
Yeah.
It's not really, but
Like,
it's
he's like, I
it's
have
a,
to have my fast food.
it's a
no matter what.
it's a necessity
Yeah,
for
right.
it's a
I got to be able to
necessity-
get drunk and eat shit food.
Yeah.
it's a necessity for a lot of people. And you know, I don't really eat fast food. Like obviously back in the day I did when I get really fucked up and we'd always go to Taco Bell and shit.
Do you remember when Claude puked in the Taco Bell drive-thru?
I was gonna ask him to talk about that.
Like
He's gonna
into the
explain
window,
that
or
story.
what?
No, he got
to
out
the
of the
window to
car.
the wall.
A sneaky
He got out. No, we were about to pull up to the window, and he got out of the car. And
He had
like,
to go
you know when you're at
throw
the Taco Bell on 90th, and like you go
In
through the
Aurora?
drive-thru, yeah, and you
yeah.
get like right before the window, and there's that like apartment, the hotel right there with the fence. He like went into the corner right where the hotel and the fence meet, and just like puked his guts out. And like you know the person in the drive-thru is like watching him do it, and then he just hops back in the car like nothing happened. That was Claude, or like when he had to pee at Golden Gardens, and he just ran off into the bushes, like
You
into
guys-
the woods.
So I went to the Taco Bell in Ballard the other day because it was Memorial Day. They had like huge sale at Goodwill. So Ara was at the Goodwill for like 3 hours and I was bored out of my mind. So I went to the Taco Bell. You don't have to talk to a human there. It's all touchscreen. Like, what do you want? And you order on the touch
Yeah, yeah.
screen and swipe your card.
Well, that's
and
why
then
they
just
raised
call
the
your name
minimum
and give
wage.
you your food.
Right.
That's why they raised the minimum wage in fast food so that they could bring in fucking machines.
Well,
like
that's been the thing for years. They've had these
I think it's
machines.
more of a consequence. Yeah, I mean they definitely
had
these
Because I
machines.
remember
Exactly,
working at
they've had this-
McDonald's and they were like, "Well, if we raise the wage, because I was making $9, and this was back in 2013, and
Oh no,
you
I remember
know-
seeing the machines at the Jack in the Box on
They've
First
had
in
these-
Soto in like 2008.
that fucking blew me
You know,
away."
2006, 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. Like I remember seeing them start to show
Yeah,
up.
they've had this technology for years, but the problem was it was cheaper to pay a high school kid $8 an hour than it was to install the machine, which says
Right.
something about
But now it's
corporate
15
culture in America.
Right.
But now it's
And-
cheaper to install the machine,
Right.
and I feel bad for those employees too because like most people who came in just wouldn't use the machine. Like I just want to order my food from a person, but they're not staffed to expect customers to walk up anymore. Like
Right.
you're supposed to use the goddamn.
Yeah, they look at you
machine.
like you're crazy.
and they're all on the headsets talking to the drive-thru at the same time.
Right.
It's like-
You know what's crazy is when I worked at McDonald's, I worked the night shift, so I worked from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. And I worked there with my cousin Rodrigo, and he worked the same shift as me, almost the same days.
Is this the marshmallow?
No, not the marshmallow.
No.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
the
yeah.
cloud, the cloud.
That's right. It's the
cloud.
cloud.
And so
This week's podcast is brought to you by the Beefy Boys. Just three cool dudes hanging out, talking about sports, video games, music, and whatever else they feel like. Find them at their website, www.beefyboys.com. Also, where you find your other podcasts, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, you know, all the regulars. The Beefy Boys, the best show on planet Earth.
Hi, I'm Renee,
And I'm Jess.
and we're the Deerfoot Sisters. Sorry to interrupt, but we have some breaking news.
We wanted to let you know that right now you're actually only listening to the second best podcast on planet Earth.
That's right. If you want to check out the world's best podcast, search Deer Feed on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, you know, all the regulars.
Dear Feed's a podcast featuring two sisters talking about life and all the kooky things it brings, like rhymes.
So when you're done listening to this episode, be sure to check out Deer Feed. Or you can just do it right now. Thanks!
Is Rodrigo a marshmallow? I'm confused.
he's a cloud.
He's a cloud.
Okay.
His fucking arms are so big, he looks like a cloud.
What?
Like the guy is just ripped out of his
when
fucking
I
mind.
met him, he had like not been working out so much, and like
Dude, he
had
is
like lost a bunch and was like small, but like really looked like squishy, you know, because he had all the extra skin from having like giant like.
So then he picked up weightlifting again, dude. He's fucking huge. We went to Cabo, dude. It's the best I've seen him looking. Fucking y'all, dude. He's fucking yoked out of his fucking
I
mind.
just don't have the motivation to go to the gym and work out.
like
that.
think DK Metcalf in a brown Mexican shorter body.
You didn't talk
See, but-
about, by the way, my favorite thing about your Cabo trip, which was they custom made T-shirts for this thing, right? And I helped them, and Jackie and Christian had to rank all 12 of their friends on hotness. But I'm not supposed to talk about that.
That's right. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I was like, I mean, there was a different
What
reason.
kind of weird?
There was a different reason why those shirts were.
That's
it
what
was-
you told me. You told me it was who's the hottest. They get to be number 1, and then the rankings go from there. And Christian
They
was
put me at
not
they put
happy
me at
with his
fucking
ranking.
12.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
was so
out of
fucking
how many
mad.
were people? 12.
I was like, dude,
yeah,
I'm,
was it 12 out of 12 or was it 12
I'm
out
in.
of?
I'm in right now, dude. My body type is in.
No, my body type is in.
Like I'm
Your,
in. People want like they
Well, all
want they
that-
want
that
like
cuddly
a they want that
thickness, yeah.
cuddly thickness that
I
keeps
just-
them warm. Come the
don't-
summertime,
I don't-
come the summertime,
I don't-
they don't want nothing to do with me. In the
See-
wintertime,
see?
I'm
Yo,
I'm a fetish.
keep
yo,
the
but
bed
it's summer
warm.
right now.
Yeah,
It's
that's
summer.
It's summer. It's summer. Like it's not.
So from wintertime, I go from like a girl's fetish, and then in the summertime, I go to like
God, I do
I
not
go
miss
to
having to date.
a gay dude fetish. Like people
I
call me a
know.
bear. I've been
That's
called
fair.
a
I
bear.
could see that.
I've been
I
called
could
a
see
cub.
him walking into.
Like a cub. I've been called a
You
cub
don't have
because I'm
quite
not
enough
over
body
30.
hair to be a bear.
Dude, I have a
man.
lot of body hair.
Your arms aren't that
A
hairy
lot.
though. from
Just
where I'm
because
sitting.
I mean,
They're
I,
just like thin. There's
do you
lots of
shave
hair
it?
there. It's just pretty thin and.
Is it like
wispy.
fine?
I
Oh,
shaved a
okay.
fucking
Yeah, I can
happy.
see it. I can see the sun going through it. It's pretty even coverage. It's just thin.
It's thin, and I shaved a fucking happy trail that went from my chest hair all the way down to my pubes for Cabo.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great when your happy trail starts at.
So
like,
I
the
lost
neckline,
a lot of body hair, but now it's coming back in, and God was I miserable when it started growing in.
Yeah.
Why?
Fuck,
Why?
dude, it was so
He probably
itchy.
felt like he had
Like-
scabies or something.
So, like-
because you shaved it all.
Yeah,
I
imagine
see.
imagine shaving. I haven't shaved my face. Like I trim and shit, but I haven't fully shaved my face in maybe 5 years. So when I remember shaving my face, I was miserable because like 2 or 3 days into it, it's just like fucking rashy and pimply, and you're
Yeah, that's the
scratching
thing,
and
right? You
shit.
shave your face like I have a giant pimple under this beard. I had no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Right.
what the beard's for.
Yeah, dude, Cabo.
I think
was-
my problem though is that my beard causes the giant pimples.
Oh.
Right? Like I get
And that
I have a pretty
happens.
nappy
You get
beard. I
those-
have to keep it pretty short, otherwise it starts to like get ingrown hairs and
I've never
Oh, yeah,
seen you.
that
I've never
sucks.
seen you
That's
with a
just-
long beard.
yeah, no, it doesn't happen. I've had like a long goatee before. I had a goatee down to like here for a
The
while.
goatee,
Oh.
yeah, you did. The Tech 9. I called it the
Yeah,
Tech 9.
yeah, I did have that for a while.
So yeah, the new summer hair for me is I'm gonna shave the sides but keep the top exactly the same length. Keep bleaching it blonde for the summer. Then come wintertime, I'm just gonna
You're gonna completely shave the sides? Is you gonna like fade it, or is it
you
just
gonna
gonna be like a
fade-
hard
it'll
stop?
it'll
Like
be
a dick.
You
Is
gotta-
it gonna
it'll
look
be-
like
you
a
gotta
it'll
go
penis?
get-
fade up.
You got to go get yourself like a tight lineup. There's
yeah,
dude
yeah.
down here on Lake City
It'll
that
it'll
does
fade
it
up.
cheap.
It'll fade up.
He's got good
No,
prices.
just bowl cut it, man. Make your head look like a penis.
Jesus Christ.
But I straighten my hair, and like when I straighten my hair, it was fucking nuts. Like I'm telling you, there was a lot of fucking
Like you
hair on
flat
the top
iron
of
it?
my head.
Or
Yeah,
what? Oh.
Haley fucking straight
when
up.
did you grow a vagina?
She fucking straight my hair.
I gotta suggest.
Well, I was going out to the bar and I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt that was buttoned down all the way to my belly, and then I was wearing jean shorts.
So
that
then
were
do you
ripped.
unbutton it at your belly? Is like all the way down to your belly? So
It's
does it
literally like
stop, or does
it's
it-
literally like one button away from like my belly button.
You have
then you just be letting it
ridiculously
fly.
I was just
naturally
letting
curly
shit
hair like me.
fly. I look
Argan,
like Scott Sapp,
argan
the lead
oil,
singer
man.
of
That's the
fucking
way.
Creed.
That's the way to. What?
Why would you want to compare yourself to that dude?
Yeah.
Dude, Creed was a big part of my childhood, man.
That makes a
And
lot
so
of
young.
sense.
Oh wait, I can't sing that.
You're
I don't
so
want to get
young.
copyright.
Dude. Okay, I heard the craziest thing today. You know that Mighty Mighty Boss Stone song?
Yes.
The one. What the fuck?
You don't even have to explain it, and I know what Mighty Mighty Boston songs you're talking about.
Never have to knock on wood. Do you know what that song's about? Have you ever listened to the lyrics?
Never.
That song is like an existential crisis in the song. Basically, the lyrics of that song are like, hey, shitty things happen. Why do they happen to some people and not other people? Why am I special? It's really fucked up. This like ruined my world when I heard about this the other day. Because it's a fucking ska song, so it's all like major chords and upbeat and shit. But it's like,
Fucking ska
it's
band,
depressing as shit if you actually read the lyrics, man.
Well, that's like a lot.
I mean,
dude,
isn't
that's
that
a-
pretty typical in ska, though? I mean,
I don't know. I don't pay that much attention.
I think,
I
if
think
you're
that's
in a,
pretty
I
typical.
mean, Real Big
I think
Fish
if you're
has
in
a
a
song
ska
about why
band-
If you
two
really
cops
listen
are
to like
stupid.
Sublime
I mean,
back in the day, like there's some pretty dark shit.
okay,
was gonna
that is
say-
a topic I need to talk about because I had this debate with Ari yesterday. Is Sublime a ska band?
Yes,
yes,
No,
without a doubt.
No way.
yeah, they are.
Vito-
they're like
Vito,
they're
help
like
me
a
out.
beach. They're like a beach punk.
Yeah,
they're like,
dude.
they're like a beach punk ska band.
They're like proto rap rock, man. They're not.
No.
ska.
They're ska.
No way.
Yeah.
They're a beach punk ska band. I agree with Justin on that one.
Like NoFX is like ska. All right. Real Big Fish is ska. Right.
Right.
Sublime.
Is ska.
No.
It is.
There's something else altogether.
Totally is.
No way.
And I was
it's
actually
that Cali ska.
yeah. It's beach ska, dude.
Beach ska.
Beach ska.
It's
Maybe. I disagree. They're like rap rock, man. They're like early 311, pre Limp Bizkit rap rock, man.
Limp. Oh man, Limp Bizkit. Don't even get me started. I
do
think.
you remember when Young Money signed them? Recently, did you guys hear about that? Like 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. Like Young Money, Cash Money before the split, right?
Right.
So Lil Wayne signed Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit to a record deal.
They
And
made
I
a
think
fucking album.
I think
They made a fucking
I think
album.
they put out an album and it did absolutely nothing.
I did
Recently,
listen to
like
a
in the past
single
Yeah, like
Five
5 or
years.
6 years, something like that.
Christian, you're the biggest Limp Bizkit fan I know. How could you not listen to them?
My mom is,
yeah,
dude. She
so
loves
even,
Limp
even
Bizkit.
Google says that Sublime is ska punk.
Damn it,
Yeah.
no. Disagree.
Just accept defeat.
disagree.
Yep,
on
except
this one, man.
defeat. I remember the first time I met Justin. I think it was like 3 days after I met him, and when I met Justin, I was probably in the worst condition of my life. I had a fucking broken leg that I didn't go see the doctor for, and I was also like 50 pounds heavier than I am now. So I was a fat fuck with a limp. And
He was a fat, lazy piece of shit.
So when I met him, he was like, "I'm gonna fucking run you ragged." And a lot of people couldn't hang at Dunn Lumber through the training that we had to go through.
I just couldn't believe they hired this fat gimpy kid.
And
I was mad. I'm like, we need help, and you hire this fat guy that can barely walk. Like,
turns
what's going on?
Turns out the fat guy that could barely walk.
Well, right. It came down to like, I'm gonna run you ragged, and either you're gonna quit in a week, or you're
gonna adapt.
hang and deal with it. And
Dunn
be
Lumber
all right.
literally repaired my leg. I didn't have to go get surgery or anything because I literally built up the muscle that I had torn away. Because that place was literally, we were walking 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah, easy.
Wait,
Easy.
that's it, yeah, I was about to say 20,000. That's like normal.
Like, well,
I miss having a physical.
We had a guy.
Job, man.
He said that he had like 10 miles worth of steps.
Yeah.
At work during
Yeah.
work hours, on top
I was
of
about
how.
to say it's like 37 to like 48,000.
Yeah, no, it was wild. Like,
And then we'd all go out and do stupid shit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's
it's
because
like-
you all have like physically demanding jobs. Like I sit in that fucking chair all day.
No, I know, but they were talking about Dunn Lumber. I was like,
Yeah.
comparing it to.
So you got
other
you
footwork.
got like 20,000 to 24,000 steps in a day. And then you're carrying like big ass pieces of wood from one side of the lot to the other. And then you're doing that all fucking day long. So we're just hauling lumber. So eventually I shed some weight.
80-pound bags of concrete on each shoulder.
Fixed
and
my
go,
fucking
like, trying
leg.
to run across the yard. To
But I
people,
remember it was like 3 days after I was already working at Dunn Lumber, and I had built up the respect that I earned because I didn't quit. And I told Justin, I was like, no matter how bad you treat me, I'm not gonna quit. And I called him Fred Durst.
I can see
No,
it. I
I
can
was
see
like,
it.
I was like,
I would show up to work, so I had the same haircut, and I'd have like product in it to like keep it back, but it was still wet, so it would fall down and they get stuck
Slate,
hanging and like
dude.
look ridiculous.
Do you
So
have
I'd
any
to-
red New York Yankees hats, or just that Seahawks hat? Well, see, now you definitely look like Fred.
See,
Durst.
yeah, no. So I'd pull my hat back like this, and I'd come to work with my hat back like this. I do have a bright red Seattle Mariners hat.
Well,
that I
there you
almost
go.
wore today. But
I had a
Yeah.
picture
Oh,
of your energy
jeez.
drink arsenal. This guy would
Yeah,
show
yeah,
up to
yeah.
work with a paper bag that had, I think
a
it was,
bottle of water and 5 energy drinks.
yeah, it was 3 orange cans of water.
No,
You guys know what-
One triple caffeine followed by 4 of the pink ones.
That's right.
Of the
green
wired
tea.
energy. Or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Yep.
Used
That
to
shit
drink
was
those,
nuts.
though,
And then
like-
when you come in,
Yeah, I'd drink the triple caffeine like right when I got to work, and then I'd follow it up as soon as I finished that one. I'd drink it pretty quick. I'd crack open.
When
one
I
of
when
the
I
pink
was
ones
at the
and start
Jiffy Lube in
drinking it.
Ballard, it was the same thing. If you weren't like on 2 rock stars or moving like you were on crack, then something was wrong with you.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
I mean,
like,
I was
you
burning
need
so
it,
much
though.
energy that
Yeah.
I would hardly even notice the energy spike. I would
Yeah.
have to drink these things just to make it through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
And
If I didn't drink these things, I would be.
No,
I'd
yeah,
be
I know,
Dead
'cause
at the
I
end
was-
of the day.
I
yeah,
was
oh
doing
yeah,
the,
and you get off at 6 o'clock after hauling shit all day long and moving, and you don't want to do anything. But
Fuck
yet
no.
we all still found our way to go out and fucking do shit.
We do stupid shit too.
Stupid shit. And then we'd all show up the next day at 7 o'clock in the morning to do it all over again. It's like, fuck.
That was me when I was at the bagel shop and we were down to 5 employees when we usually have like 20.
Damn.
And
A bagel shop with 5 employees already sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It's the one in the QSC,
In the U
man.
Village.
In U Village.
Damn,
Oh,
that's like
shit,
high
that's
volume.
bad.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
yeah,
dude.
and my manager was on sick leave, so I was running the place with no training.
That sounds like tons of fun.
Dude, I was doing like 5 energy drinks a day at least.
Yeah, that's bad for your health, man.
Yeah,
That shit's
yeah.
spooky,
I actually
man.
quit energy drinks. I haven't had any for like at least a year.
Now I'm just 2 cups of coffee a day. That's all I need.
Yeah, I just do.
I had a
do
scare.
It's been
20 ounce
6
cold brew
months.
a day.
I haven't had an energy drink in 6 months. something
Yeah.
like that.
There you
That's
go.
really
I
good.
don't fuck
I
with
had a
energy
seizure the
drinks.
last time I drank an energy
Oof.
drink, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I actually have a
Swore
story.
off.
It's my dad's story. It's one of his coworkers. He's a grip, or he was a grip at in the motion picture industry. Build the sets and stuff.
It means they hold things.
And they had to go work in the scaffolding, and this guy like pounded down an energy drink, ran up all the stairs, and then fucking died of a heart attack.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, shit's real. It's scary.
Yeah.
I remember when we were in Cabo, when you get bottle service, the only thing they bring to you is a bottle of Grey Goose, or like 3 bottles of Grey Goose, and about 12 or 15 Red Bulls. And you're like, can we get something else, like Sprite? Nope, Red Bulls.
Jeez.
You're like, okay. So, it's Cabo. We'd been drinking all day.
I remember
Literally
life
from
in
when you
my
wake
early
up
20s.
at
Right,
like
it
9
keeps you
o'clock in the
drinking.
morning.
If you keep drinking Red Bull with your alcohol, you can keep drinking.
Yeah.
It keeps
And,
you in this weird
you know,
alert. Like
We would go to bed at around 5 or 5:30 or 6 in the morning in Cabo, and then we'd wake up at 9 o'clock. We'd have a cup of coffee. We'd eat some like eggs or some random shit that we'd find, peanut butter bread, and then boom, right after the peanut butter bread or eggs, drinking.
I don't know how you do that, man.
We-
I guess
I told you.
was
I
in my
told you
early
the tally.
20s
We had a
once, too.
tally. We finished off in the house alone. This is not going out in public. This is in the house by itself. 300 beers, gone.
This was in like a long
And
weekend, right? Or how long were you there?
25 fifths
How long were you there?
for 4 nights. 25 fifths
I'm shaking my head.
and a half gallon.
Have you ever had a 2-day hangover? Just wait.
Yes,
They're real.
I have. I've
There
had
we
it. It's the worst.
Agreed.
I had one when I came back. When I got back home from Mexico, I was literally in shell
I
shock
was
for
having for like
days.
a week. I went down to the Oregon for the Oregon Eclipse Gathering, big music festival they had down there during the
Okay.
solar eclipse. It's a week-long festival, 7 days,
Fuck.
6 nights. Like at the end of 7 days, I was hungover for a week. like,
Oh my god.
Dude, 7
like
nights
guys are
of a
crazy.
festival, I'd die. I'd
it
literally
was
die.
great.
But yeah, dude, we were in a. It was like probably 4 o'clock in the morning. We had already, we had done all the shit that we had been doing in Cabo all day, and I had, just nothing but vodka and Red Bull. I fucking passed out on the dance floor. It was like 4:30, and I wake up, loud ass music, and like 12 El Squid Row employees like hitting me on the chest, and they're like, "Amigo, you okay, man? You fucking pass out. You pass out, amigo. Are you okay?" I'm like, I need a drink. I fucking went upstairs, poured another drink, and kept going. Then I get back home at
Oh jeez.
5 a.m. Hang out until 6, go to bed, wake up at 9.
Yeah, I
We did
remember
it
my
all over
early
again.
20s too.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm in the prime. So I'm soaking it all in before it gets to the point where I can't ever
wait.
do this shit.
How old are you now?
I'm turning 25.
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah. So you're done.
I'm in the prime.
No, you're not. No,
You're done.
No, you're done. 25, 26 is when the 2-day, 3-day hangovers start.
Fuck.
Because
Not
at
looking
30,
forward
dude,
to
I'm
it.
telling you, at 30, I got fucked up for my 30th birthday and like was hungover for days. I mean, days. And I didn't get like excessively fucked up. I didn't black out or anything. I didn't but dude, days. I was hungover for days.
I do notice that sometimes, even when I don't even get drunk, like, okay, so I pounded liquor last night. And I mixed everything. I was drinking IPAs. I was drinking shitty
Yeah,
beers.
I
and I was
remember
drinking
my early 20s too.
I was drinking whiskey, tequila, and vodka last night. But I'm here, I'm up, and I don't feel like shit anymore. I had a cup of coffee, I don't feel like shit. But there's nights where I literally drink 3 or 4 like Rolling Rocks at a barbecue, And I wake up the next day and have the worst hangover all fucking day.
So
And I'm like, what the fuck? I wasn't even drunk.
Here's a trick for you, Christian, that I used to pull in my early 20s. My favorite thing to do would be to get cute girls at the bar to buy me shots because it takes them so far aback when you're like, I think you look like you want to buy me a shot. It works more often than you think.
You look like I need a drink. Oh, fuck, I can't sing because copyright. God, I just got music just pumping through my blood.
For fucking 10 hours at like 3 different bars.
Yeah, I'm writing a song right now called Third Day We Rose. And it's literally just about Cabo.
We
And
need
like
to do
how you literally, we just, on the fucking third day, we had to rise from the dead and do it again.
Geez.
And run it back for one last night. Because, you know, it's my brother's bachelor party. He's getting married. Of course we're going to. Everybody in the house woke up on the last day. And they were like, fuck it. And we decided that the last day at the house was going to be just like a house day. It's like we grilled food. We'd make spaghetti for
But
dinner
did you end
for
up
the
at
whole,
El
for the
Squid
whole
Row
group.
or whatever?
And everybody during the day was like, we're not going to go out. I don't feel like going out. And then, boom, 9 o'clock came around. Pre-game for 2 hours. Go hit El Squid Row at 11. We were there until 5.
See, that's
We
crazy.
had a flight to catch at fucking 11 in the morning. It was the worst flight of my fucking
Meanwhile,
life.
I stayed out till 11 p.m. on Thursday, and then I felt like death all day Friday.
It's horrible, man. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to realize that the hangovers are real.
No, it was my yesterday. I went to this little wood, in the woods rave festival thing, and didn't do any drugs. I think I drank 8 beers total, and didn't get home until 10 a.m. on no sleep.
Jeez.
Well, you and I went to fucking, or you, me, Claude, Jackie. And it's surprising that Jackie was even with us.
What, under the bridge?
Under the
Is this
bridge,
Under the bridge,
Renegade. We went to this place called the Monkey Loft, and that was where Claude
Yeah.
met
That's
Fat
in
Emma
Ballard. I
Stone.
know that place.
No. In
it's Soto.
Soto, Monkey Loft.
Oh. What am I thinking? Oh, the Loft is in Ballard. Never mind.
And so Claude met Fat Emma Stone, which was
She wanted to go
great.
home with either 3 of us. She
Yeah.
didn't really care. She just wanted to go home and get some dick.
That's right, and she was hooked
Christ.
on Claude.
Yeah, she loved
because
her some
Claude started dancing with her, and then once that happened, she did not leave his side. So
And
we
then
dealt
what
with
happened? That girl he found, dude, that night was wild. I don't even know.
So Justin originally was like, dude, just plan for a late night. I'm like, late night's probably 3 or 4. That's nothing. Fuck. We were at the club until the club closed at 2.
4.
And then, the Monkey Loft closes at 4. Then he was like, all right, Renegade's starting. And we drove under the bridge. And there was a group of wooks hanging out under that bridge.
Yeah, I mean, they.
Fucking, there's hacky sack and fucking, there's a burning fire bin and
the adult-sized bounce house and things of that nature. They go into there pretty regularly. I mean, I'm
it's
sure that
what
there's
the
one coming up
hell
here pretty
is
soon.
this? And he's like, dude, we just parked the car and it's 4:30, sun's starting to come up. It's like, oh my God. And the next thing I know, 6 a.m., he's like, all right, I'll take you home. We get from Soto to 130th and Greenwood in 7 minutes.
Yes, I drive that every day at 6 a.m. It's awesome. There's too many on
7
the goddamn
minutes.
street.
Right.
And that was because we were mashing on Aurora at
I drive
107 miles per hour on Aurora.
I drive from my house
remember
to
that
South
shit?
Lake Union and back in 15 minutes.
Their mistake
6
was
a.m.
letting
in the
me
morning.
drive my 300 horsepower Acura while I was drunk.
We were driving on Aurora. It was 100 miles per hour. We hit every red light. We ran every single red light. And we were like, well,
I mean, I would stop,
Don't drink and drive.
and then if there wasn't a cop, I would drive through it.
oh my god.
it was
you know,
fucking nuts.
It would make you.
But that was that was the night that I realized. I was like,
was this before the cameras?
No, I didn't do it at the camera. I know
yeah,
where
no
the cameras are. I
cameras.
know
He
where
didn't
the
do it at
cameras
the
are.
camera
okay.
lights, but we all know what lights have cameras and shit. But that was crazy.
Google tells you now. If you got your voice shit on, if you're using Google Maps for your GPS, it'll tell you where the fucking red light cameras
Really?
are at.
That's fucking
and where
rad.
reported speed traps are at, and
I know about the reported
Yeah.
speed traps. I've heard that before.
It's getting pretty accurate too. It was
That's awesome, dude.
yeah, it's amazing. It'd be speed trap ahead,
Wow.
and it'll put a little thing on your map. Where the
State
fucking
troopers
speed-
hate this app for one big
Oh my
reason.
god.
They hate this guy for one app.
They hate him.
They hate him.
All right.
So, the one thing that I loved was this episode was just nothing but hoot and holler and bullshit.
We're literally at an hour.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean,
That's
Justin,
great.
Justin, if you're down to join us for 2, You'd be more than welcome. We can hit the
I'm
core. We can hit the core.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, we
wrap.
can actually like talk about something.
We
next
can talk
time.
about something.
That was what
Well,
I was
you
gonna
know,
say. This seems
introduction.
like the perfect
This
spot.
is the intro because it's nice to get back. It's nice to see you again. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I'm fucking
Yeah, and
proud.
I go for a cigarette in a bowl right now.
I'm fucking
All right,
proud
well,
of
break and wrap and come back.
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
proud of what you've become and who you are. You know, and it's good to see you. It's good to like.
it. Yeah, man, it's been a minute.
It's good to keep that core group that you've done a lot of crazy shit with, and
Yeah.
but dude,
Yeah, I'll
welcome.
get into how I met my
And the
girlfriend and all
Rock
that
is
good
over
stuff.
there.
Oh fuck yeah.
We still gotta talk about R. Kelly or whatever the hell.
Oh, we will.
yeah.
We'll get it. We'll
to
get
talk
to that
about.
on the next episode. What I realize is
And there's some video game stuff.
Yeah,
gotta
we talk about how the Warriors are becoming the Patriots of basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's break
know.
here, and then we can come back topical.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
See y'all next time.
See y'all.
Yep.